Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my ranch truck, my 69 highboy here that I built a couple years ago now. We started putting up our hay here, our first cutting of alfalfa, and I've been driving this thing around using it as transportation, and it started giving me problems, and I had to drive my 67 highboy as a replacement. So today we're going to be digging into this thing, figuring out what happened, what went wrong with it, so let's go dig into it. Hey guys, yeah, like I said, the highboy started giving me some problems yesterday and I had to park it for fear of causing more issues. We're going to get in that in just a second. My 71 highboy, by the time you see this, the auction should be over. It's still going on right now. We're having a lot of fun with that auction, the Bring a Trailer auction. I can't wait to do another one, but it's still here. If you see it in the background, that's what's going on there. The highboy here, the problem I'm having is I started getting some noise here from the right front. And you can hear it. Let me see. It's probably not going to do it now that I have it jacked up. There, it's making some noise. So, it started making some noise there, and kind of figured it was the brakes. Whenever I applied the brakes, the noise kind of went away. So it kind of gave me the idea it was the brakes. I was a little bit worried a wheel bearing was going out because the wheel can get cockeyed and your brakes can start making noise. But we just have that little noise. It is a lot noisier when you're driving it, and when you're taking a turn, it gets really noisy. So I'm going to take the wheel off, take the drum off, and see what happened inside of there. And it was getting hot, so that's why I parked it. Didn't want to burn anything up in there or cause any more problems than we already got. So rather than maybe having potential issues down the road, I decided just to park it, and I hopped in my Ultimate Highboy and finished the hay hauling. But we got rained out this afternoon, so I have some time. So I thought I'd bring you guys along, just kind of do an investigation and see what we got. And if I have the parts to fix it, we'll go ahead and fix it today. If not, we might have to order some stuff and be fixing it at a later date. But first step's going to be to get that drum off and see what we're working with. All right, let's get this wheel off here. See what we're working with. Now this thing has been pretty trouble-free for me for the past 2 years. I think it's in about a month. It's going to be about 2 years since I built this thing. It has given me a few problems, just, you know, general stuff. We did a brake booster. I think we did that on the channel here, so you guys saw that. It's given me a couple of fuel pump problems earlier on, which has been pretty good for now. If I get this lug nut off of this socket. Why they always got to stick like this. There we go. And what else has it done? I had to put a water pump in it. Just kind of stuff like that. Nothing too big. Hasn't really given me any drivetrain problems. Or running gear. Other than these dang lug nuts. Probably should have cleaned them. I think that's the biggest problem here. I think I've put around 6,000 or 7,000 miles on this thing. So that's not too bad for an old truck. Got the old grip spur off. Now, hopefully this drum does not fight us too bad. We have these screws we got to take out. That does not sound bad. Now I did check for in-play, for like bearing and everything before we started here, and didn't notice anything there. But nothing sounds bad now. I don't really know what could be wrong. Maybe a self-adjuster broke or something, but it's not. I was figuring it was going to be making more noise than that. Well, let's get it off and see what we see, I guess. All right, let's see just how bad these screws are going to fight us. Oh, that's not bad. There's one. That one was kind of loose. We might get pretty lucky here. Now, I don't remember if I did the brakes when I built this thing, or if I just left it as is. I absolutely don't remember. Maybe you guys do, if you've watched it recently, because it's been 2 years for me. Our drum is probably going to be stuck on, and we're not going to be able to get it off without the self-adjuster. Yep. I'm going to play with it some and see if I can get it to pop off. If not, we'll probably have to loosen the adjuster and see if we can get it off that way. Okay, when these drums are stuck like this, sometimes it's right here. It's not necessarily the brake shoes. And you can kind of, you can do that and just try to shock it loose down here. In fact, I think it's moving. Yep. So now we're loose of the hub, but now our shoes are catching. Try to get it off without causing any damage. There we go. A lot of brake dust in there. My shoes appear to be good. All right, that looks like that is our problem. Okay, so that's not too bad. That should go. We have, I think all it does is right there. So I think we got away with it pretty good. The hook is bent. I'm going to have to see if I have another one. Huh. I think our self-adjuster is all still looking good. Looks like it might have chewed up some of my brake shoe here. This might have been why it was hot. If it got wedged. See that? Let me get a light. So it looks like maybe part of the spring got wedged in here and was starting to chew up this shoe here. I guess that might have been why it was getting hot on me and why it was making a bunch of noise, if that was wedged up under there. Although I don't see any pieces that like fell out, like the hook broke or anything like that. And this piece was still hooked to the shoe there. So I don't know, but I guess I'm assuming that's what happened. I mean, the thing was still making noise even as I pulled it in the shop. But this was still attached over here and just hanging down here like this. So I don't know why it would have been screwing up with this shoe over here. But anyway, I guess we're going to just assume that is the problem, since it looks like it's an issue there. So I'm going to go digging around with some of our brake parts and see if I find one of these springs, and we'll see if we can get this thing put back together. All right, right here is where we usually keep our brake hardware. So this is the guy we're looking for. That's the long one. We got several long ones there. There's a short one. That doesn't look like it. We might not have this thing because it's the front axle. Most of these are probably rear axle Dana 60 stuff. Nope. What's that one? Could that be it? I think that might be it. It looks like it's, I mean, short of that one being all bent way up and broken, that looks the same. So let's go give that a try. All right, back over here. We're going to try this spring out. Hopefully it is right. And of course, I left the light over in the other shop. Can you guys see that? It's a little dark. Let me get a light. There we go. How's that? Hopefully that's a lot better. All right. This is a good public service announcement as to why you never throw anything away. See, that one looks correct. Now, the reason this might have been giving us problems is this is your return spring. So without that return spring, once you push your brake pad out, there's not really a lot of pressure pushing back at it, just the pressure of this pushing against your drum. So it's going to kind of rub and make noise. Now, I don't know if the heat that I felt was actually a problem or if it was just general heat from using the brakes. So I didn't think I used them that much to cause as much heat as I felt. So that was why I thought there was a lot more wrong in here than this, but I'll take it. Now, there is special tools for these springs. I don't have any. Just a pair of needle nose vice grips seems to always work good for me. But yeah, we got that return spring on there. But I am going to back the adjuster off some and help getting our drum back on just a little bit easier, because it did drag a little bit, as it should. Let's see if I can figure out which way this goes. And hopefully it's not locked up. Okay, that should be tighter, right? No, that's tighter. So this is looser. We'll just do a little bit and try it. Now, when you're putting this back on, you gotta remember you gotta line up those countersunk holes to your screws. Need to run our adjuster some more. I might have been going the wrong way. I don't know. That seems right for the direction of the adjuster. Yeah, that was going the right way. All right. Easy as that, huh? It is kind of a mystery as to where the rest of this spring went. Hopefully it fell out at some point. I don't see it here anywhere. But there's really not, I mean, it can come out down here, I guess, in between there's a little bit of space there. We're just going to go with that. So now it's basically just put this thing back together. Sorry guys, I thought there was going to be a lot more wrong with this. I thought maybe I had a shoe going to pieces, or my brakes were wore out, or something major happened, not just a broke spring. So this isn't going to be a very long video, if you even see this. I may not even post it but by the time I edit it, it's not very good. But if you guys like this kind of short, just maintenance stuff that I'm doing on this rig, hey, leave me a comment down below. Tell me, hey, I like this stuff. Keep doing more of it. Or just tell me, hey, Matt, this is a big waste of time. Why did you even post this? You know, let me know that too. And we'll make content together of stuff you guys like, because that's what I got to do here, is keep you guys happy, because, you know, that's what makes it all work. So I'm going to get this thing put back together, and we'll just go give it a test drive. So since this video is so short, we'll just go take the ranch truck for a test drive and bring you guys along. How about that? Get the grip spur back on here. I don't know if I showed you guys this grip spur in the past or not, but I got this off of a truck that I bought. The guy wanted radials, so I took these off, and I'm glad he wanted radials, because these are no longer produced. We used to always get these at the co-op. They're called co-op grip spurs, and just a really good mud tire that lasts pretty good out here in the rocks. They don't get chewed up. They do, however, fling rocks. The big tread right here likes to grab rocks, and they throw them something terrible. So if you got something with nice paint, it's not a good idea for those. If you remember back when I put the 67, the Ultimate Highboy, on the road for the first time, I had some tires that were similar to these that are reproductions. They call them buckshots. And that thing was throwing so many rocks, I had to take them off. So on something like that, it's probably not good, but for this truck, they work perfect, and they look great, and I love them. The only problem is these are probably about 20 years old now, but they use really good rubber in these, or it seemed like. They're not weather cracked or anything like that, and they're holding up good. So I thought I better use them before they go to pieces and I don't get any enjoyment out of them, because, you know, just letting tires sit. They don't like to do that. So luckily these things were on a truck the whole time. They weren't just sitting not mounted. So that worked out really good. All right, that was a pretty quick and hopefully uneventful repair session for the ranch truck here. Let's go take it for a drive and see if we fixed it. All right, guys, we're out here driving in the ranch truck. It's, I think we got it fixed. It's not making any noise. The brakes are working pretty good. And so luckily it wasn't that big of a deal. The way this thing was sounding when I was driving it the other day, it sure sounded like something was really going to pieces down there in the brake. And I thought like the shoe was coming apart and all my hardware was junk, or some wheel bearing was going to pieces and my wheel was about to fall off. That's what it sounded like. So I'm glad it was nothing serious, and I have it all fixed back up because I don't know if you can tell, but the sun is kind of poking through the clouds, and our hay is drying off, and I'm going to be back in the hay field this afternoon. So it's good to get the range truck back up and going so I can use it as my transportation out here, especially when it's raining, because when the roads are all nice and muddy, this is the truck I like to take instead of my nicer one. So this thing is doing pretty good. You might notice all the rattliness in this thing. That is one thing I want to do at some point. I planned on making a video about it. I just haven't done it. But anti-rattle kits in the windows, and it needs door seals really bad. The door seals are pretty much all gone, and just little things like that. And it needs a new windshield. The windshield's cracked up there, and the gasket's messed up right there. And same story with the back. The gasket's no good. So just stuff like that, just little things to get this thing just a little bit nicer, I think would make a big improvement on it. I probably, I don't know when I'm ever going to get to that. It's kind of like in the back of my mind. I even have the parts. I just haven't got around to doing it. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see that. I think I've asked that before, and I had several guys say yes. I just haven't done it. Another thing I want to do with this truck is electric power steering upgrade on it. I talked to the guys over there at Steerman Cycle, and they want me to put an electric power steering on this truck and do an install video on it. I thought that would be fun. This truck doesn't really need it. It's just an old ranch truck. It doesn't need power steering, but it does make it a very nice upgrade for the steering. Just really minimizes your steering effort. It makes it a lot easier to drive. So if we could do that and get an install video for those guys on the internet there, that would be awesome. So we might be doing that in the future. I'm not sure when. I don't have it planned or anything. So don't be sitting around waiting for it to upload, because I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. But just a nice drive in the old range truck here. We got it back together. I'm super happy to have this thing back, because when this thing's down, I feel like I'm without my left arm or something. I gotta have this truck to drive around, because I literally drive it every day. And but I'm gonna get back to the shop. I got some few things to take care of. I gotta finish editing this video and try to get it uploaded before I get to the hay field this afternoon. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Give me a thumbs up if you like this shorter video, maybe not doing as much technical stuff, just doing the here and there fixing things. Let me know, and get subscribed if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.